Facebook Live and welcome to episode 3 of our summer interview series. Today we are joined by women's lacrosse head coach Monica Potter and women's lacrosse assistant coach Claire Kallio. First and foremost, how is your summer going? What do you like to do when you're away from this place?
In the summer, I love going kayaking, whitewater kayaking. Probably every weekend I'm out there, probably during the week too. So summer's going good. We're just hitting the recruiting trail and having fun.
Besides recruiting, catching up on some artistic stuff with painting and reading some books. Not as outdoorsy, though. I have been trying to ask Monica to teach me to kayak and haven't gotten that to go yet.
What book are you reading?
Right now, I'm currently, I'm not allowed to say it, You're a Badass. It's a pretty good book so far.
We're live, it didn't matter. Yeah.
Okay.
One thing that we want to touch on is the 45th anniversary of Title IX. Talk about what that means for you guys as a program and just your thoughts on that.
I mean, for a program, it means everything to us. Our girls, are able to play at a nice facility, have this amazing locker room, equipment, travel, buses, meals paid for. So they've had, the road paid for them by the early pioneers that had to struggle and really fight and be told girls don't play sports. And now, we're watching kids that are incoming 8th graders. We're not recruiting them, but they're at our tournaments, that are able to play at a much younger age. We had a youth camp of 3rd graders. So it's awesome that, the early, pioneers of our sport laid the groundwork for future generations.
Absolutely. Anything to add?
I was born a little bit later, so it's kind of picked up a little bit by the time that I was born. So I was used to being in sports and used to going to a female doctor or seeing female lawyers. So I think that's awesome that it's been 45 years. It's still young, but I also think we have a long way to go. Back then, in the 70s and 80s, most college teams, they were women. They were coached by women, and now it's almost under half that female coaches are still coaching. So I think we still have a long way to go in certain aspects. So I'm great with the progress, and I still would like to see it continue on in the future and today.
Nice. So you bring up the coaching piece. You get to coach with one of your former coaches, and you get to coach one of your former players. I guess we'll start with you, Claire. What is it like now coaching with someone who used to coach you?
It was an easy transition and a kind of an easy decision. It was comfortable because I learned a lot with my first college coach being Monica. So a lot of the things that were instilled with me, the things that I learned as a coach, I learned from her. So my mom trusted someone 800 miles away to take care of me. So you have that motherly thing that I got to learn and experience firsthand that I have now put into practice as coaching these young ladies as they're 18-year-olds, just how I was. So it was an easy transition for the most part with me because I knew what I was going to be coaching with the style and whatnot.
And how about for you? What was it like coaching one of your former players and now coaching with her?
I love it. Claire's always been one of those, since her freshman years ago, she's been a student of the game, and she continues to grow. And she's actually teaching me a lot more because she's so involved, with how much our game has changed. So it's an easy transition. Like, we get along great. We know each other's style. She's very similar to me because I engraved it to her, made her write papers when she was a freshman. But we have the same views, and we want these girls to be amazing role models for the youth, and great young women in the workforce. So it's a great and easy transition to have Claire around.
When she was one of your players, did you know she was going to go down the coaching path secretly?
Secretly, I never really know when my players are going down the coaching path. But, every time, back in St. Louis, we did youth leagues. She stepped up and she just did a remarkable job and had great connections with the kids. And you just kind of see, she's a natural coach. She gets it. She understands. It's not just more of the X's and O's. So she did great at a local high school in St. Louis, and then back in Medina, and then at her other colleges she coached at.
Excellent. Both of you relatively new to Pueblo. You've been here about a year, about 3 to 4. Talk about what it is you like about this city.
The community. I love it. If I ever need anything, someone's going to step out to the community and help out. My car died yesterday, so they come send with jumper cables. Get stranded a lot. But it's just that sense of family and community, and they're here to help you no matter what. It's not just, oh, the college is off on the hill and they're the college, but the community's part of the college. You know, the river walk's amazing. I'm, 25 minutes from the river, so that's always good. But it's just that sense of community, and they're going to lift each other up.
Absolutely, very true. Anything you wanted to add?
So coming from Cleveland, it's a huge city, and there's a ton of people in the city. So when I was coming out to Pueblo, I kept hearing the alumni and the community, and I was kind of thinking that it was just all talk because I had been at a college and they would like to say that, but I didn't ever see them in the community or at our events. And here I come, and there's the Rickmans, the Gonzaleses, the Turners, the DeRoses. So it actually, seeing them at events and seeing them part of the sporting events and whatnot was actually eye-opening. Like, oh my gosh, there's alumni that do like this university, and their community people that are heavily involved, and it was eye-opening and very heartwarming to actually go into that community feel when it wasn't just talk. So that was really nice. The one thing I would like to change is the heat. I'm not quite used to that and how close we are to the sun, so I can't really change that, so I'm just adapting to it.
Yeah, 95-degree today. That's why I did this thing inside. Pueblo is certainly a wonderful community, and obviously moving forward, obviously it's got a lot of great things going for it. What do you guys have planned going forward into this season?
This season, the girls are continuing working hard, and we're, obviously on the goal to make the tournament. We miss it by a game every year. But the girls are hungry, and they're fighting. We have girls playing in summer leagues in their hometowns. So they're ready to make their mark, and they make it every year, and they grow every year, and I get more and more proud of them every single year. So we're hoping, and I'm sure we're gonna be top tournament seed.
I'm excited to incorporate our new incoming freshman and transfer into what we have going so far. So I'm excited to see how they mesh and to continue to develop our mental strength and our skills, especially our strength and conditioning. I'm excited to see what happens when we come into fall.
Absolutely, and I'm sure Alan Hedrick is very excited to work with those new players as well. Well, I think that's all I had. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on episode 3 of the PAC Summer Interview Series. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.